if you hear me!
Okay, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while, but sometimes life gets in the way. And it's been a crazy couple of weeks for me. A lot's been going on, a lot has come through the door. But I've put everything aside that came in through September, and I'll showcase that right now. So I hope you're all well, buckle in, and let's get into it. It's a pretty good month, especially for Star Wars. Vintage Star Wars was got a couple of grails, and I'm going to leave them for the very end of the video. So my collection is coming along nicely, and I can't wait to get them all out on display once we move into the house. So wrestling came through the door like it always does, and first up we got the Cody Rhodes from, which one's this one? Netflix Raw special. Yep, we got him. Chuck him up there. And then we got another, well, this is series 113. We got Dragon Lee. Cool figure. Love the colorway on this one, especially on the mask. Great detail there. On the Elite Dragon Lee, loving these upcoming figures that they've got. Mattel have released, released some great figures. You know, we've got Fuji coming, Demolition, some really good figures. I've already got Demolition, but I've misplaced their masks, so I have to get them again. And then you know what? When I unpack everything, Demolition will go on the shelf, and I'll find the masks, no doubt. What's next? Oh, we'll get into some AEW. We got Mark Briscoe. Yeah, boy. Reach for the sky. There he is. I think it's about time you do something about your teeth, Mark. Seriously, come on. And then we got, woo, baby. We got the jet flying, limousine riding Ric Flair. This is a throwback. I think this one's going to look really good with the Surfer Sting that came out, and you know what? The unsanctioned Road Warriors. I think they're going to, you could probably start creating some sort of territory, like Battle of the Territories, so to speak, with some of these figures that are coming. And so, and then this is pretty cool. So I've been wanting to do a, what's the word? A custom for this guy. And I found this head on Harley Race. Is it gonna, there he is. So there you go. I think this one's from the Territories pack, as I just mentioned. So I look forward to doing that one. Hopefully I'll get the Territories figure box as well. Just move the camera back so you can see that head there. And then speaking of Mark Briscoe, I've got another 2-pack Mark Briscoe. Them boys. No belt. And no chain. But the funny thing with this guy is I actually got this head with him. And that's the Jay Briscoe head from the Ring of Honor Vault series, which is weird. I got a Jay Briscoe head with a Mark Briscoe figure. I'm not complaining at all. There we go. So that's all that's come through the door for wrestling. We've got some G.I. Joe classified. One of my favorite figures as a kid was this Cobra Commander. I always called him Space Cobra Commander, but it's referred to as combat armor. So Cobra Commander with combat armor. As a kid, I just thought it was the space version of him. I really dug it. I thought it was a great figure. Love it. And then this one that eluded me in the early days of Classified, just as I was getting into it, like, you know, wasn't sure whether to pull the trigger, and it's Major Blood. Cool figure as well. Some great stuff there. Which now brings me to Star Wars. So the only Black Series figure I got last month was Princess Leia. These spines are going to look great on the shelf. I'm throwing everything else out, but the ones that have the straight edge and not the flared edge, I'll be keeping. So we got Princess Leia, A New Hope. Ooh. And then got myself the Land Speeder, which I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get my hands on, but managed to, and haven't opened it. There's the back of it, or the front of it, whichever way you want to display it. I think that looks great there, or you can go the vintage route, old school, and there you go. So I don't know where to put it. It's not going to fit in the picture anyway. So there we go. So in September, we got the Land Speeder. We got Princess Leia Organa, Mark Briscoe, Ric Flair, Major Blood, Battle Armor, Cobra Commander, Dragon Lee, Cody Rhodes, Mark Briscoe. This is the second one I've got. Actually, it's the third one because I've got two in the boxes. That Mark Briscoe came with a J Briscoe head, and then I've got the Harley Race head, which was really good. I got this off AliExpress. A guy just sells heads. Like, he had so many, and just by chance I found this guy. So there you go. For an upcoming custom. Now, what we've all been waiting for, or what you have all been waiting for, is the continuation of my vintage Kenner collecting. Now, as a kid, I was very fortunate. There was a lot of pieces I didn't have, but the pieces I did have are quite valuable today. So I had the original Palatoy Death Star playset. I had the X-Wing Fighter original, Land Speeder, and the remote control Land Speeder that came with like the clicking, you know, the clicking R2-D2 thing. They're the ones I can remember vividly. Like, the Death Star was the first thing I ever got before any vehicle with my figures. So everything else was, as I got older, I did get a second twin pod cloud car. So I owned two of those, and I owned a Y-Wing. So I think I had a TIE Fighter as well. Not Darth Vader's, just the standard TIE Fighter. So, but, which brings me to my vintage haul. And there we go. We got Land of the Jawas boxed. Box is a bit ratty, but I think once you get it in one of those acrylic cases, it'll shape it up a little bit better. And then down here, we got Smiling Lando with what looks like a repo gun. we've got Bosk. I think this is like my 3rd or 4th Bosk. There's his gun. We've got Chief Chirper, no weapon. Imperial Officer or Commander. I'm not sure what he goes by. I do have his weapon. It's just up there. IG-88. He never came with any weapons, so I have to track down some weapons for him. And then Dengar with his weapon. So there's those ones. Another 6 figures to the collection. I think I'm up to, oh, it's got to be 55, maybe close to 60 figures. At last count, what I have in my collector cases, I think, I'm not sure. I'd have to do a count. And it's pretty hard when it's all packed away now, so. So there we go. I never owned this as a kid. I don't ever recall it, seen it on the shelves here in Australia, to be honest. But got it at a good price. Not that price, but I got it at a good price. So I thought I'd swoop. What I might do with this is I'll take the base out and the escape pod. I'll keep the original cardboard in the box, and I might try to track down repo, like a repo diorama cardboard to display. So if anything happens and it gets ruined, it's no big deal. The plastic's pretty durable, but the original cardboard sandcrawler I'll keep in the box. So I've got a good 10 months to get all that sorted. So, and then, oh, I just showed you a sneak peek. Here's 2 items, man. I know I've been telling you that there's something coming, you know, that I'm really looking forward to. I never owned these as a kid. This first one is a little beat up, very passable, but needs some work as far as replacing the stickers and that, but it's going to be my custom one. So it's a placeholder until I get a new, like an upgraded version, hopefully with the box. And that's the American Kenner version of the Death Star. And there we go. There we go. It's got just some foam, dishwashing, I guess, dishwasher foam sponges. And then, as you can see, the stickers are peeling. These backdrops I want to replace with the updated versions, like real photo versions, and I think I'll paint the whole thing black. And if you want to sort of check out what I'm looking at, there's a guy on YouTube called the Kenner Collector. He's customized one of these and did a fantastic job. I think it looks incredible, absolutely incredible. I really love it, what he's done. The backdrops he's used are really good. I can't seem to find them, so the ones that I have found are a bit different. So mine will be different. I think the sticker sheet that I found is pretty spot on, and then I'll look at cleaning it up. But I won't customize this until I've got my second one, like my Rigididge. And then something that I've always wanted, and that is the Ewok Village. Now this is incomplete. No diagnose. Oh my God, what do you call it? Diagogna. You know the green monster? That thing. I don't have it. Okay, so incomplete. Missing the trash compactor monster. So this one, I think I'm missing the drum. I'm missing the spit roast. Missing the rock. I I think I'm missing the things. I haven't completely opened this up yet, so I've got the other 3 pieces. I just thought I'd unpack it, just bash it together quickly, and in here is all the, it looks like all the pieces. Whether that's all complete, I'm not sure, but again, this is a placeholder. I really want this complete and with the box, if possible. The same with that Death Star. So both placeholders, really good condition. Need a wipe down, maybe a bit of a spruce up, but fantastic. And got these at such a good price. It was unbelievable. Only one person, I couldn't believe it. Only one person I think may have bidded on the Death Star. Otherwise it was just myself, which was an absolute travesty, because this being in Australia for that price, you can't get them listed for even half of that. Sorry, I meant you can't. What I paid for this is less than half of what they normally go for, is what I meant to say. So, man, the buyer, me, the seller, I should say, man, I feel for him, because I should have been in a bidding war for this thing, and I wasn't. So sometimes you win, you really do. And this one came from America. Again, no one really bidded on it, and I think the postage was as much as the item. So I really won out on that one. I think this was about just over $200, and this one was the same. It was, I think, $150 I paid for the actual Death Star, and I think postage was somewhere between 70 and 100, around there. Look, just trying to do the best off my memory. They weren't a lot. They definitely weren't over 300, especially that one. And this one was, I think, about actually it may not have even been 200, to be honest with you, but I mean, it is incomplete, and you know, it looks a bit discolored in places. So I'm not, again, they're only placeholders, so I digress. But there you go. I had a real good September. You just got to keep your eyes open on eBay, and you'll find them. This one came from it's got a great channel. I found it hard to watch him in the early days, but I've really learnt to love him. I've got used to his corny adverts in his show, and that's Star Wars Daddy. Saw a video, he brought a collection worth $45,000, and he had so much stuff. When I went back to look at the timestamp of when he uploaded it, I was like 2 months behind that video, and I think, or maybe it was definitely over a month. So he'd already uploaded to eBay a lot of the stuff that he was selling, and he had everything. Mine, and that's another thing. I missed one of these from Star Wars Daddy, and it was like, it went for, I think, $170 with the box, or sorry, without the box, and it was in damn good condition. So excuse me. So this is pretty, I'll wrap it up because I'm starting to dribble. And there we go. So we got 6 figures. We got a boxed item from original Star Wars. We got the Death Star. I call it the American version because I think the rest of the world sort of got the cardboard one that I owned. And then we got the Ewok Village. So I am super stoked. And then wrestling, G.I. Joe, and vintage collection Black Series. Great stuff. It's now halfway through October, and it has been a real Black Series month. I've got a few canners, vintage canners, but Black Series is predominantly winning, and there's a lot of wrestling too. So hopefully I can fit in some more vintage Star Wars, and it'd be good. Otherwise, the month of December will probably be promising for vintage Star Wars. So there we go. Heaps of stuff. Quite a bit for September, and especially these two. Otherwise, I would have had a lot more figures. But I like getting the big pieces. If I don't get as many of them or them, if I get one really nice big piece for the month, I'm happy. So anyway, I hope you're getting all your grails, you're getting all the figures you want. Remember, they're only toys, but they bring us happiness. So it's a good escape from the world, because it's crazy right now. But I'll leave it on that note, and until my next video, take care of yourselves. See ya.